Happy holidays, everybody! What do you think of the Christmas sweater? Frankly, it's the only one I've got, but I like it. It's the best Christmas sweater there is, let's be honest. Welcome back to Analog Vernacular. I just wanted to do a quick thank you video for Christmas and let everybody know how things are going with me. Shin Megami Tensei 5 just came out. Many of you have found my channel because of it, and we've had about a 30% growth in like the past month. We had a 30% boost in views, watch time, subscribers, etc. Almost every metric went up by roughly 30%. So I thank you all very much for finding my channel, enjoying it, watching my content. It means the world to me. We're still a pretty small channel here at Analog Vernacular, and every time that a series comes out that gets that kind of growth, it makes me very, very happy. So I just wanted to thank all of the newcomers, all of the people who've been around for a really long time. This channel feels like it's just, it's still on that upward trajectory. I've still never had a single month where we've had a downward trajectory. It may not be the fastest growth of all time, but it is still growth, and I'm very, very happy about that. So I wanted to thank you all for, just being here and, being excited about the content that I'm putting out. It's been great. At this point in time, these are the series that are helping to grow my channel, the ones that are probably the most popular on my channel. Obviously, the first one that started off my channel strong was Fire Emblem Three Houses, and that series is still going very, very strongly. That first episode of the Blue Lions playthrough still gets, roughly 1,700 views a month, so it's a great grower. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is now my second largest series. It's been doing great work on the channel so far, and funnily enough, when SMT5 came out, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, the HD remaster that we started earlier this summer, is also doing incredibly well and is now my third ranking series at the moment. Behind that is Persona 5 Royal, which is another one of my favorites. It's doing great. And then after that is Persona 4 Golden. So those are the ones that are doing really good on my channel. And so obviously a lot of Fire Emblem content and a lot of Persona content. Shortly behind that is probably Fire Emblem Awakening. That's probably my next most popular Fire Emblem game. And that one's doing pretty well as well. So those are kind of the ones that are getting the most views, the ones that get the most traction with the YouTube algorithm. And honestly, most of you have probably found me through those series. What I want is for everybody to go down into the comments, and I want to know how you found my channel. I think it would be a fascinating thing for me. Think of it as my Christmas present. You going down in the comments and telling me how you found my channel, what series you started with, if there was any story of how you found me. Was it through recommended? Were you searching for a specific thing? Was it just linked in some other video, on the recommended side? I want to know all of those things. So let me know how you found my channel and how long you've been around. Are you a newcomer, or have you been around for a really long time? Are you one of those random people who maybe found me several years ago during my Life is Strange cinematic series that never gained any traction? Did you come that early? Most likely none of those people still exist anymore, but hey, maybe there's one of you out there somewhere. Something else that you could do if you wanted to kind of help me out this holiday season is maybe check out some of my least popular series. So these are going to be some of my personal favorites, the ones that I felt like were really, really good series, ones that I enjoyed playing a lot, but just because of the way that YouTube works, have not really gained a lot of traction, and not that many people have watched. So let's start with one that isn't necessarily doing poorly, but I wish did better because it's one of my favorites. And that is one of the Fire Emblem series that I've got on the channel. It's one that I finished relatively recently, and that is Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia. And this is probably, I go back and forth, but this might be my favorite Fire Emblem game. And frankly, it is underrated. And I think that it is fantastic, and I loved what they did with it. So if you have not seen that and you enjoy Fire Emblem or strategy games or just RPGs in general with good stories, this one's a great one. And you should definitely go and check it out. It didn't do as well as I was hoping that it would. Frankly, it's not very searchable on YouTube for my channel, and that makes it so that it's harder for people to find and to watch. But if you haven't watched that one, give it a shot. It's also one of the only series that I did a camera for. Since it's on the 3DS, there's a lot of empty space, and so I decided to utilize a camera throughout that playthrough. Another one is Final Fantasy VII on the Switch. This one I started before my Persona 4 Golden playthrough and before Fire Emblem the Blue Lions 3 Houses playthrough. So in other words, I started this playthrough before my channel started to blow up with Fire Emblem 3 Houses. But that Final Fantasy VII playthrough, I'm really proud of. It was pretty robust, and it kind of covered most of the bases. I didn't 100% that game, but I got pretty damn close to it, and it was a lot of fun to do. So go and check that out if you're interested in some of those older Square Enix Final Fantasy VII games. On that same note, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, this is such a popular game in the YouTube system that there was no way that my Final Fantasy VII Remake playthrough was going to be found through searches. So in other words, the only people who have watched that playthrough are the people who are already here on my channel. So if you're new, if you're old, and you haven't checked that out yet, go and check it out because it was a really, really fun playthrough. Final Fantasy VII is one of my favorite games of all time, and you should definitely check that playthrough out because I had a lot of fun playing it and I had a lot of fun doing that commentary. Something else that was really, really fun was Spider-Man Miles Morales. This is actually a playthrough that I platinumed. You have to play through the game twice, but it's a relatively short game, and it's a relatively short watching experience, so you don't have to invest a ton of time to watch this entire series. So if you want to see my platinum run of Spider-Man Miles Morales, go ahead and check out that playthrough. It's a lot of fun. And the last one on this list of playthroughs that I want people to go and watch that maybe weren't as popular is Ghost of Tsushima. And this game was an insane amount of fun. And I played it on the hardest difficulties. Basically, partway through the game, they released some a free patch update that also gave us what was called lethal difficulty. And when that patch was released, I actually switched over to that difficulty as well. So we played that one on the hardest difficulty, played through the whole game, and my god is that game a lot of fun. So go and check it out because, well, frankly, YouTube isn't pushing those series for me. If people are searching for Ghost of Tsushima playthroughs, there are so many other ones that get recommended, but mine is not one of them. So if you could go and watch that, that would help me out. And those are just series that I had a lot of fun with that didn't get a lot of views. And yeah, think of it as a Christmas present to me. And the last thing that I want to talk about is my subscriptions, both on YouTube and on Patreon. Now, listen, you don't need to support me in any other way than being here and watching my content. Liking, subscribing, all of that stuff helps me out so much, and it is so appreciated. So this is mostly for those of you who want to go above and beyond, those of you who want to support me in some other way as well. And never feel pressure to do this, because I understand that not everybody has the money to give to a content creator, so your views and your likes and subscribes, those things are enough. But if you want to help, support my channel in some other way, go above and beyond, I want to kind of let people know what my subscriptions are and how they work. I have 3 tiers. So you can do this on YouTube memberships, or you can do this on Patreon. Both of these will be linked in the description down below, but here are the tiers. They are the same on both platforms. At the $1 tier, you have what's called the Pug Gang tier, and this is where I share pictures of my animals. I have 3 pets at this point. I have Winston, who is a pug, and he is adorable, and he's old, and he's awesome. And now I also have 2 cats. One of them is named Cloud, and one of them is named Link, after 2 of my favorite protagonists in gaming of all time. So these 3 animals, I love them to death. They're amazing. And I like to share pictures of them. So every month I share pictures of them in the Pug tier. The next tier up is the $3 tier, which is the behind the scenes tier. Once a month, I will put up a video of a behind the scenes video that goes over various different topics. So just to give you some examples, some of the ones that I've done, recently I did a top 10 games of all time. So if you want to know what my top 10 games of all time are, as of this was maybe 2 months ago, you can join the behind the scenes tier and you can get access to all of these videos. I also did a video 1 month where I shared the games that I have played off channel. during the time that I've been a YouTuber. I also did a video with my top 10 favorite E3 announcements from this last summer. I did a video where I shared my YouTube editing workflow. And the first behind the scenes video that I ever did was a video where I shared a little bit about me, talking about what I do for work and just some of the things about how I got into YouTube, etc., etc. So if you're interested in any of those and even more, there's a ton more other than that as well. Go ahead and check out that $3 subscription tier. And at the $5 tier, we have the shout out tier. This is a tier where basically you get your name shouted out at the end of every single one of my playthrough videos. You've seen this a million times if you've been around here at all. And I'd just like to take this moment to also shout out those people who are currently a part of that tier. So big old shout out to the people who are a part of my shout out tier: Darren York, ZTD, Lewis D, Seventh Son, and Ivan K. Thank you guys so much for being a part of that shout out tier. If any of you guys want to be a part of that, you'll get your name added to the end of each of my videos, and also a vocal shout out as well, because I actually voice them out at the end of each video. So yeah, if you want to go above and beyond, you can check those out, but obviously there is no pressure. But I just wanted to thank you all for everything that you've done for me over the last couple of years. Just the fact that over the last couple of years we've gotten monetized and we've had this massive amount of growth. We're going to hit 4,000 subs in no time flat. We're already halfway there. I love you all for it. So thank you so much. Happy holidays. And yeah, I can't wait to see you guys in the comments in the future as well. So yeah, once again, down in the comments below, I want to hear your story of how you found my channel. What series was it? Did you find me through search? Did you find me through recommendations? Etc., etc. I want to hear it all. So that would be my Christmas present to me. Thank you very much, and have a good one, everybody.